Welcome to Technology Class Week 13. Woohoo! This is a very special week. All of our technology classes are going to be participating in an hour of code this week to celebrate Computer Science Week. So if you have been with me for many years, you know that every year we always celebrate Computer Science Week by doing an hour of code. And they have different themes every year. And so this year, their theme is Outbreak Simulator. And I think you guys are really going to enjoy it because you're going to get to simulate an outbreak and see how it spreads. And so very helpful for this time that we are in, right? Because we are in the COVID-19 season. And so we have been hearing a lot about this, right? So I think that you guys are going to have a lot of fun with it. And what we're going to be doing is I have a short little video just to introduce Computer Science Week. And then I'm going to go through a step-by-step. I'll show you how to get into your account. So everybody's going to get their own code.org account. And then you're going to complete the activity of Hour of Code through your account. And that's how I will be able to give you credit for it for this week, is I'll be able to go in and see if you did it by checking inside of your account. So I'll walk you through that. Let's watch the video first, and then we will get started, okay?
A lot in 2020. A lot.
Like how to navigate video meetings.
And that PJ bottoms can count as a school uniform.
We learn new words and phrases.
Like social distance.
And essential workers.
We learned it's okay to feel lonely sometimes.
Or tired.
Or discouraged. We've learned that injustice persists. But so do heroes.
And that more than ever, we're all connected.
But the digital divide is as wide as it has ever been.
We've learned that to build the future that we want, computer science is more important than ever.
So we keep learning.
We learn computer science to predict forest fires and earthquakes.
And to help design vaccines that fight disease.
We learn computer science to connect with each other.
To make art and music. We learn computer science to make sure no one gets left behind.
Because building a brighter future will take all of us.
Hey, this is Hill Harper, and whether you're in the classroom or learning from home, doing an hour of code is a great way to learn computer science. Right, Pierce? Hour of code! Yeah!
Here we go. Are you guys ready for an hour of code 2020? Okay, so I'm going to walk you through how to access your account. So you will be receiving 2 emails from me. The first email is going to have all of the steps that are here on the screen. So I'll have them detailed out for you. Please use attention to detail and follow the steps very carefully to make sure that you can get into your code.org account and that you can access the hour of code. The second email that you will be receiving from me will have your secret word. That is the words that you need to type in to code.org to get into your account. It's like a password, okay? So everybody has a different one. So you'll be getting 2 emails from me. The first one will have all of the step-by-step of how to get into the hour of code. And the second email would have your secret word, your password, for you to be able to go into your account and do the hour of code. All right? So let's go. So first thing we're going to be doing is going to code.org, okay, the code.org website. When you go there, you have to click sign in, and then you're going to need the 6-letter section code for your class. So I'm just going to use 7th grade as an example. So I'm going to put in the letters for the class code. So everybody will get a different class code. So that will be in the email that you'll get from me. When you click on it, it'll say welcome to your grade. So 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, it'll say whatever your grade is. You'll look for your name in the list and you'll click on it. And then you'll put in your secret words. So I'm going to type in mine for my sample account that I'm using. Then when I sign in, it's going to ask me for my age. So you can put it in. press continue, and now you will be logged in. So now in order to actually join the hour of code, you have to go back to the email that I sent, and you have to copy and paste this link right here. So you'll see it says studio.code.org/outbreak because we're doing the outbreak hour of code. So click Control C, or you can do copy with your mouse, go back in, go here and do paste, and now press enter. And it should look like this. You should see a bunch of little monsters. And then you will know that you're in the right place. So you'll see that your name will be here. It says PCA. It'll say your name, so you'll know you're in your account. And then you'll see that it'll say Outbreak Simulator. This is what we're going to be doing this year for our hour of code, is completing the Outbreak Simulator. So I'm going to walk you through it. I'll go through all of the levels with you, and then you will be able to complete the levels at home. If you need to go back to this video at any time to see how I did the code, you are more than welcome to pause it and copy the code. That's totally fine, okay? So I know most of you have worked with code.org. Again, if you've been with me many years, you know that we always do Hour of Code every year. But if you're new, then, and you've never used code.org, code.org is a computer science coding program for students in grades kindergarten through 12th grade. They have curricula, meaning lessons for every grade level. And you guys, in a couple of weeks, we're going to be starting our code.org lessons. And we'll be doing them every week until the end of the school year. And this is basically coding. You're doing coding. But hour of code is 1 hour of code. And why did they create that? To celebrate computer science, to try and get kids to participate and start learning computer science. And computer science is really studying computers, right? And learning how to speak the language of computers. Computers do not speak English, right? So we have to learn their language, and that's what we're doing when we're coding, right? We're giving the computer a set of instructions to follow, and that we call this an algorithm, right? It's a list of steps that you can follow to complete a task. And so that's basically what we're doing, right? Is we're creating different algorithms to accomplish a task. And so you have to really pay attention to the details to know what it is that you're trying to accomplish. So we're going to be very attention focused during our code.org and during our hour of code. What else do I want to tell you guys? Well, just have fun with it. So this is supposed to just be a fun activity this week, just to celebrate computer science, right? And I'll be teaching you guys more about computer science as the year goes on. So this is more just a fun activity just to celebrate this week. Okay, so Outbreak, code your own simulation. Welcome to Monster Town. It says Monster Town was usually a happy and healthy place. The monsters of Monster Town love to wander around to visit their friends. One day, one of the monsters started feeling sick. The monster had caught a virus. A virus is a tiny germ that can make you sick. The other monsters were not too worried. They kept visiting their friends. Soon after, 2 more monsters got sick. It was the same virus. It seems they got the virus from their friend. The virus slowly spread to other monsters who were nearby. The healthy monsters began to worry that they were all going to get sick. The sick monsters began to worry that they were going to give the virus to everyone, stopping the spread. Fortunately, after studying the virus, the neighbors of Monster Town made an important discovery. They realized that they were less likely to spread the virus if they wore masks over their mouths. With face masks on, sick monsters were less likely to give the virus to healthy monsters. What will happen next? In today's simulation, you're going to write code to create and run your own simulation of the virus outbreak at Monster Town. A simulation is a computer model of a process or system. Learn to code and make predictions about what will happen to the neighbors of Monster Town. How quickly will the virus spread? Will everyone get sick? Will the face masks help? So we're going to find all of that out. Let's press continue and get started. So here we are, level 1. So just to introduce you, if you forgot about code.org, our workspace is right here at the bottom. This is where all of our blocks go. So code.org is Blockly language, and there's world, sprites, and actions. So all of our blocks are in those different categories. You drag and drop a block to attach it into your workspace. And then when you want to test it out, it's going to happen on this side. You're going to press run, and it will happen here. Okay? Instructions are always at the top, so I'll read through them with you. So it says, today, you're going to write code so you can run your own simulation of the virus outbreak at Monstertown. First, we will bring Monstertown to life by creating sprites to represent the monsters. Write your code in the workspace, then press run to see your simulation. If you need any help, you can click the light bulb for a hint. So it's going to tell you exactly what to do. It says, do this. Make sprites to represent 10 healthy monsters and 1 sick monster. So those are going to be the characters. We're going to set the size of the sprites to 50 and make them all begin wandering, and then we're going to press run. So let's go into sprites. We're going to make 10 new healthy sprites. We're going to make 1 sick sprite. And then we're going to go into our actions, and we're going to set the size of them to 50. So now we're all set. So now I'm going to press run. Let's see what happens. Let's see. Uh-oh, I forgot. I'm sorry. I forgot to put a block. I was supposed to go into actions and add sprites begin wandering. They can't get each other sick if they're not going near each other. Okay, let me try it again. So now look, they're wandering around, and if you watch the little pink guy with the yellow dots, as he touches other healthy ones, they become infected, right? Okay, so let's go to level 2. Okay, so it says, uh-oh, one of the monsters caught a virus. When a healthy monster touches a sick monster, it becomes sick too. To make something happen when 2 sprites touch, we will use an event block. So the when touches block. So notice you can open the block with the blue plus sign. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that. So it says, this is what you're going to do. Use the subject block inside to change the healthy monsters into sick monsters when they touch. So we're using this right here. Click the plus sign. So when a healthy monster touches a sick monster, we're changing the healthy monster costume to a sick monster costume. So now let's run it. Now watch your sick monster. When it touches a healthy one, look, they all become infected because they have touched the monster that is sick. Okay, so we've just coded to tell our program to change the costumes into sick monster costumes when healthy monsters touch sick monsters. All right, let's go to level 4. One way to slow down an outbreak is to wear a mask. Monsters with face masks will be unable to get the virus or give it to others. To make something happen when a type of monster is clicked, you can use a new type of event block. We're going to call this the when clicked block. So when clicked, both with the change costume block to give the healthy monsters a mask when they're clicked, and you could repeat this for the sick monsters. So when clicked, what do we want to do? We have to think about what we want to do. We want to change the costume. So we need to go into actions, get the change costume block. And then we're going to change the healthy monster into a healthy monster with a mask. So now I hope you guys are able to see this. So when we click a healthy monster, the healthy monster costume will now change into a healthy monster costume with a mask. Okay. And we could do the same thing with the sick monsters. Actions, change costume, press your blue plus sign, take this block here and drag it into where it says change. So we're changing our sick monster into a sick monster with a mask. Okay, so this will happen whenever you click on one of them. So you do have to use your mouse to click. So if I press run and I start clicking, you'll notice they will get masks on them. Okay. And it will be a lot harder for the virus to spread when they are wearing masks. okay? So remember, you do have to click on the little sprite to make the mask come on. So you have to get your clicking skills out. Okay, Outbreak, thinking like a scientist. Simulations are a great way to learn new things, right? And learning things that can be hard to observe in the real world. Simulations can help scientists solve problems, test new ideas safely and efficiently. Your simulation is a way to show how a virus outbreak in Monster Town might look. So it says reset and replay. Even when you write the code yourself, it's impossible to know exactly what will happen when you press run. The monsters wander randomly, so you don't know if the virus will spread fast or slow. Whenever you change your code, make sure to run your simulation more than once. Things won't happen the same way twice. Collecting data. Try writing down your observations as you run your simulation. You can count the number of monsters that get sick or use a timer to see how fast things happen. For example, how long does it usually take for all monsters to get sick if none have masks? Making predictions. If you understand your model, you can use it to make predictions, right? Where you're guessing what might happen. You can even change how your simulation runs and guess what will happen differently. For example, what will happen if there was twice as many monsters? Or what would happen if the monsters moved at half the speed? Is Monster Town like a real world? There's a limit to how realistic any model can get. What does your outbreak simulation have in common with the real world virus outbreak? What do you guys think? What are the differences? And what else can you model? So this is so relevant to what is going on today because scientists have been using simulations and models throughout the entire COVID-19 season, right? So if you think back to the spring, they were trying to forecast, okay, if everybody stays on a lockdown for this long, how many people can we predict will be saved? If everybody wears masks, and they kept trying to figure out ways, if we do this, what might happen? If we do that, what might happen, right? And so what would they do? They plug it into their little simulation model, they test it out, and they try to make a prediction, and then they decide if they should try it out or not, right? And so this is really something that is so important because code can help so much in these types of situations because these computer programmers can go in and create little simulation programs, and then the scientists can go in and use them to test out all of the different scenarios, right? And that's what we're going to be doing in a few moments. We will try and we will see what happens when we put little masks on our monsters. Does the virus spread as quickly? Or what happens when only a healthy monster has a mask on and a sick monster doesn't? Or if a sick monster has a mask on, but a healthy monster doesn't? And so we're going to learn all about that during our hour of code. Okay, so you can press continue and we'll go on to the next level here. Okay, so it says new monsters are moving into Monster Town. What will this mean for the outbreak? Let's use the simulation to make predictions. Change the number of monster sprites you make by editing this block. Change the size of the sprites by editing this block. And run the simulation 3 to 5 times. Does anything happen differently? So I'm going to make 20 new sprites. And I'm going to make them a little bit smaller. So I'm going to maybe make them size 25. So I'm just changing the number of new healthy monsters, and then I'm changing the size of the sprites to 25. So now let me run and let's pay attention and see how quickly the virus spreads. So there's your little sick one right there in the upper left-hand corner. All these purple ones are healthy. So let's see, moving along. Oh, the virus is spreading. It is spreading. There we go, it's spreading. Okay, it looks like almost all of the monsters, there was maybe like 7 monsters that did not get infected yet. Okay, I'm gonna click keep playing. I'm gonna click reset, and now this time I'm going to make 50 new monsters, and I'm going to make them size 75. So I'm making a lot of monsters. Now I'm gonna run it. Let's see what happens. infected within a second. So if you guys see, why is this? Because we have way more monsters. We added 50 of them, and they're all so big that they're touching each other. And so immediately when they went next to each other, they were all infected. So hopefully you guys were able to see that. So now what if I only added 5 new? And maybe I made them size 10. Now let's try it out. I'm going to reset. So look, they're all so tiny. And look, they're really kind of far away from each other. No one has even been infected yet. Look, the sick ones over there, all the healthy ones, nobody got infected. Nobody was infected. So if you guys notice, it was because we had less monsters, and they were all separated from each other, right? And the sick monster was like off, totally far away from all the other monsters, didn't spread the virus at all. So it was interesting to see that, right? Okay, let's press continue and move on. So you guys can try that as many times as you like. You can play around with that level. You just keep hitting play again, and then you reset, and you can keep trying it and trying and trying it. You can try as many, you could add 100 and see what happens. So just have fun with that level. Okay, we're on level 7 now. Good news, monsters can start to feel better on their own. Sick monsters that begin recovering will automatically change back to a healthy monster after some time passes. Let's add code to the simulation to make all sick monsters gradually recover from the virus. We now have a special block. It's called the recovering behavior block. You can add this code to the monster, and then they can recover from it. So under your when touch event block, add more code to make the subject of the sprite begin recovering. So you want to add that it will begin recovering. So let's go to our, when our monster, so let's get this one. When he gets clicked, a healthy one becomes sick. And then let's go into our actions, and then the sprite can begin recovering as well. Okay, so let's try it out. Let's press run. Let's see what happens. Some of them are getting sick. Let's see if it looks like any of them recover. So, oh, some of them recovered. I saw some of them get better. So some of them, after a few seconds, they were sick and then they got better. So they recovered. Okay, now we're going to level 8. Challenge. So we can click I'm ready. Right now, it's impossible for monsters to give or get the virus if either of them is wearing a mask. This sounds great, but it's not really that simple. We should add a chance or probability for the virus to spread each time to any 2 monsters if they touch each other. We can model the chance of getting the virus off of these notes. So here's some notes. It says that if a healthy monster and a sick monster, and they both do not have masks, and they touch each other, 90% chance that the healthy one will get sick. So very high. If the healthy monster has a mask and the sick monster does not have a mask and they touch, it's still very high, 75% chance that the healthy monster will get sick. If the healthy monster does not have a mask and the sick monster has a mask and they touch, it's pretty low, about a 25% chance of spreading. And if they both have masks and they touch, it's very low, 10%. So what the program wants us to do is recreate this. So it says, add this logic block under the when touches event and set it to a very high chance. So, and then it says, add more events that include monsters wearing masks and give each a different percent. So you could try to use all of the ones that they had up here. So I'll show you where the logic block is. So let's start with these 2. So they have, they're touching, they're going to touch, and they have no masks. So let's go into logic, and we're going to say that the chance is 90% chance of them getting it. So we have to go in and we have to say that if these 2 touch, then it's a 90% chance. So we have to add it in there. So we can do this. We can add this into the 90% block. and stick it in there. So I'll tell you kind of how I did this. I got the logic block, and you can take apart any of the blocks just by pulling down, and then you can rearrange them. So I added the probability block. So it says if when they touch, there's a 90% chance that the healthy monster will now become sick. Okay, now let's go ahead and take, how about, so this one, so now they're turning, now we have to make a few more. So let's make another one. So let's go to event and get when touches. Let's do, how about with when they're both wearing masks? So now we have, if a healthy one wearing a mask touches a sick one wearing a mask. Let's get our logic block. Logic block. So what will happen? So we also want to go into events, I mean, not events, actions, and get our change costume block. So now we have, remember, let's look at our chart. They both wearing masks, it's about a 10%. So we're going to make this 10%. 10% chance that, remember, plus the blue plus sign to get your spray. So it's, and you can drag it into there. So a 10% chance that the healthy masked monster will now become a sick masked monster. Okay, let's try it out. Okay, I'm going to run this. So we have two different probabilities here. We have both of them wearing no masks, 90% chance if they touch that the healthy one will become sick. Both of them wearing masks, 10% chance that the healthy one wearing the mask will now become a sick one wearing the mask. I'm going to press run. I have to start clicking to add masks. So I'm going to try to mask up my, I'm going to mask up my sick one first so he doesn't spread it around. So now watch, the sick one is now touching healthy ones with masks and they're not getting sick, right? So it looks like the virus is definitely slowing down because all of the monsters are wearing masks right now. And look, now there's only one other sick one. It must have been one that touched one that didn't have a mask on. But look, the ones that are wearing masks, they're touching each other and they're not spreading the virus. So it is interesting to see in the simulation how the masks, the virus didn't really spread. Only 2 of them are sick. So really interesting to see, right? So you can press finish and now it will take you to level 9. And we can try another simulation. Okay, so this one says vaccines can protect monsters from getting a virus. These monsters will not get sick at all. Next, you will create a new spray costume to represent monsters who got a vaccine. Once the new costume is ready, find a way to work it into your program. For example, you can change masked monsters into vaccinated monsters when they are clicked. So it says that the monsters will not get sick at all if they get the vaccine. So that means if the sick one touches, it won't get it. So they tell you if you click here, it says learn how to modify a spray costume. So you have to click in here to costumes and go to new costume. And then if you click into characters, you'll see the little sprite will be in there at the bottom, the little monster sprite. And now what you can do is you can make it a different color. So if you click this black box, choose a color that you like. So what, I don't know, what color do you want the vaccinated one? Maybe the vaccinated one could be yellow. And then you can click this little paint bucket tool and click on it. And now maybe we could make this be the vaccinated monster. So we can now say that this could be our vaccinated monster. Okay. So hopefully that worked. So let me go back to my code now and see in my pull down menu. I do see the yellow one. So it looks like, okay. So I'm going to add in, so now we have to be able to, so the example they're giving us says that maybe we might want to change a masked monster into a vaccinated monster when they're clicked. So let's see, we could use our when clicked block. So let's go to events. Let's get a when clicked. So when we click a healthy masked monster, then let's go to actions and get the change costume block. So we could change the healthy masked monster and you do use your pull down menu into the yellow one, and the yellow one will be a vaccinated one. Okay, so let's try this out. So let's run. I'm going to quickly try to mask up my sick ones so they don't spread the virus too much. And then I'm going to mask up all of my guys here. Let's mask them up. Try to mask up as many as you can so it doesn't spread. Oh no, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to click on, you have to click on the masked one to turn it vaccinated. So let's see if that works. Oh my gosh, I'm just trying not to spread the virus. Okay, when I click on it, he becomes yellow. So that means that now he's been vaccinated. So now we have a bunch of vaccinated ones. So for some reason, I don't know why, I tried this out, but it might be an issue with code.org, but it should work. So you can just, when you try this out, just click the skip puzzle block, and then you can move on to the next level. For some reason, it's just not recognizing the new sprite, and it might be something with the coding on their end. Okay, so now this one says you can share your creation, and you could even share a message. So I'm going to show you guys how to add text. So you could use the print block. So inside of World, there's a print block where you can now add in text. Like you could type in stop the spread, stop the spread. You could even have it say mask up or something like that. Mask up monsters. So I'm just making fun little things that they can say. And then if you go into events, you could use the at whatever second. So maybe at 5 seconds into the simulation, it says that. And then maybe at 10 seconds, it says mask up monsters, something like that. Okay, so now I'm going to run my simulation. Let me hurry up and mask up my sick one so he doesn't start spreading it to other monsters. And look, it says stop the spread. And then at 10 seconds, it's going to say mask up monsters. So I just added a little sign with some text. So you guys can do that when you're done. Press the finish button and press continue. And that is actually the end of the hour of code. So if you want to continue playing around, they have a standard toolbox and an expanded toolbox. So the expanded one has a lot more coding blocks. So if you're somebody who just loves playing around with code, you could totally click in there and just have fun with it. Press finish, and it will now finish it for you. So you'll now notice under my courses, you'll see Outbreak Simulator. If you click view course, you'll see that you completed everything. Level 11 is free play. So if you want to just do that, you can go in there and I'll show you what that looks like. So free play is pretty much just means you can play around with it. So you can add, maybe add 5 new monsters, change their size to 35. I don't know, what else do you want to do? You can totally play around with it. Click around, mask up your monsters, vaccinate your monsters, try to mask up the sick monsters so they don't spread it. Oh, look, the sick ones got well, yay. And just kind of play around with it. And then you can press finish. And then when you press finish, it should show that level 11 is complete. So I guess you do need to make sure you complete. So if it's highlighted as green, all of your levels are done. Level 9, the vaccine one, that was the one that seemed to be having a little bit of an issue. So as long as you created the sprite that turns a different color and gets vaccinated, it'll turn to like a green circle, and that'll be perfect. But all of the other numbers should be highlighted in green, and that will mean that you completed the hour of code. So I'll be going into your accounts, and if I see that it's all green, then I'll know you did it, and you'll get 100 for participating in the hour of code. Woohoo! And that will be your assignment for this week for technology class. So have fun with this. Again, that level 11 is a free play. You can test out all different simulations in there, make different monsters, come up with different things. Just have fun with it. And this is a great activity to help us learn about computer science. So please remember, you'll be getting 2 emails from me. The one with all of the step-by-step of how to get into your account and get into the hour of code. And the second one has your password to get into the account. Okay, so keep an eye for those emails from me, and then have fun with this, guys, and reach out if you have any problems logging into the account or just any problems in general, and I can help you guys. All right, happy coding, have fun, bye guys.